It's National Surprise Day on the island of Sodor, where engines like to play pranks on each other. 4 cheeky engines have dressed up as supervillains. Looks like a job for the Avengers. Can you guess who the 4 cheeky engines are? James, just the engine, boomed Sir Topham Hatt. I need you to collect some paint from Wellsworth Station and deliver it to Maithwaite Station right away. I shall be waiting for it. But James didn't answer. James? Are you listening to me? But there was no response. That's strange, thought Sir Topham Hatt, but he carried on his journey. Wait a minute, who's that hiding behind James? It's Tom Moss. You're up to something, aren't you? And look, that's not James. It's a play-doh model of him. Sir Topham Hatt is not going to be very happy when his paint doesn't arrive, will he? And he wasn't. Where's James? Why isn't he here? I'm going to have to find another engine to collect the paint. Thomas was even fooled by the play-doh James. Hello, James. Lovely day today, isn't it? But there was no response. Just a faint laugh from behind James. Thomas left confused. Sir Topham Hatt went in search of Percy. He found him by some trees. Percy, I need you to pick up some paint from Wellsworth Station and deliver it to Maithwaite Station. James has unfortunately let me down. But there was no answer. What's the matter with all the engines today? He wondered. And why do they look a little strange? Oh well, off he went to wait for the paint. Is that Tom Moss hiding behind Percy? Yes, it is. Looks like another prank Play-Doh engine. That's very naughty. So Topham Hatt waited and waited at Maithwaite Station, but there was no sign of Percy. What is going on today? First James, and then Percy lets me down. I will have to find Thomas. He never lets me down. James stopped to talk to Percy. Hello, Percy. There's something different about you, but I just can't work it out. Is everything okay? But Percy said nothing. How rude, thought James, and off he steamed. So Topham Hatt found Thomas in a tunnel. Thomas, I'm so glad I found you. I need some paint delivered from Wellsworth Station to Maithwaite Station. I don't know what's going on, but both James and Percy have not turned up. I know I can rely on you, but Thomas said nothing. Why aren't the engines talking today? Said a very confused Sir Topham Hatt, and off he went. Yet again, there was no sign of Thomas. Hello, Thomas, said Percy, but there was no response. That's odd. Thomas always says hello back. Percy didn't see Tom Moss hiding behind the hill. Naughty Tom Moss. Later that evening, when the engines were safely tucked up in Tidmouth sheds, Sir Topham Hatt arrived. Thomas, James, Percy, I am very disappointed in you. I asked all three of you to collect paint from Wellsworth Station and deliver it to Maithwaite Station, and not one of you did what I asked. I have been waiting all day. I am extremely angry. You have all caused confusion and delay. And he left. The engines felt terrible. But I haven't seen Sir Topham Hatt all day, said a confused Percy. But you were acting a bit strange earlier, said James. It can't have been me, said Percy. I've been down at the docks all day. The engines were confused when I saw you earlier, James, said Thomas. I could have sworn I heard Tom Moss's laugh. I think we've been pranked. I think he's made some play-doh models of us to cause trouble. Just then, Thomas had a brilliant thought. We can play him at his own game. That's a great idea, chuckled Percy. Let's get started on it right away, agreed James. The next day, as Tom Moss was steaming through his forest, he heard a loud voice. Tom Moss, I know what you have been up to. You have caused confusion and delay, and I am sending you straight to the scrapyard. It was Sir Topham Hatt. Tom Moss panicked and reversed back into his forest, leaving all of his Play-Doh engines. He didn't notice the 3 engines hiding and chuckling behind him. That was a great plan, making a model of Sir Topham Hatt out of Kinder Surprise egg, Thomas, laughed Percy. As it's a surprise egg, shall we see what's inside? Suggested James. Great idea, agreed Thomas, and so the egg was opened. Inside was Flash, the superhero. Let's find our Play-Doh models. There could be surprises in them as well, suggested Thomas, and so off the 3 engines went. James found his model by a bridge. Inside was a Guardians of the Galaxy Mash'em. It's Groot! Percy found his by Tom Moss's tunnel. Inside was a Transformers Mash'em. It's the Transformer Bumblebee! Thomas found his by the forest. Inside was a Batman Mash'em. It's Batman! Perhaps it wasn't such a bad day after all, thought Thomas. Everyone on the island of Sodor was excited. They were building a new elephant park. Vehicles of all sizes were working very hard. But the most excited and hard-working train was Thomas. The day before the grand opening, Sir Topham Hatt had called a meeting. Thomas had finished all of his jobs early.
Ah, good, you're all here. Now, as you all know, the new elephant park is nearly finished, and the grand opening is tomorrow. I need an engine to take the last but most important piece, the elephant statue.
I'll do it, sir. I've already finished all of my jobs today.
Excellent, Thomas, but you must be careful. It's fragile, it's expensive, it's gone. Where has my statue gone?
Tom Moss took it, sir, but don't worry, I'll get it back.
Hurry, Thomas, but be careful.
Hurry up and finish your work, Gator. Thomas, don't be so impatient. You'll cause an accident. Aha! I've trapped you now, Tom Moss. You have nowhere to go. I'll take that. Now I need to hurry to the elephant park as fast as I can. I can't wait for it to be finished. Don't rush, Thomas. You'll cause an accident. No, I won't. I'll be fine. Thomas was racing around Sodor to get to the new park as fast as he could. Whoa, watch out, Thomas, you'll cause an accident. Oh no, what has Tom Moss found? He's found a jet engine. Don't turn it on, Tom Moss. Tom Moss turned it on. As Thomas was steaming towards the park, the jet engine was catching him up. When suddenly, it hit Thomas. Thomas couldn't slow down. Oh dear, I knew Thomas would cause an accident. When Thomas reached the new elephant park, the elephant statue launched into the air and crashed into the lake. Oh no, what have I done? The statue's stuck in the lake. Now the park's definitely not going to be finished on time. Later that afternoon, Sir Topham Hatt was very angry with Tom Moss.
Every engine on the island has worked very hard to finish building the elephant park, and you have ruined it. I'm going to have to cancel the grand opening, and it's all your fault.
For once, Tom Moss felt terrible. The next day, Thomas could hear a lot of noise coming from the new elephant park, so he went to check it out. Thomas couldn't believe his eyes.
I now declare the new elephant park officially open.
But I thought the opening was cancelled.
It was, Thomas, but it turns out everyone loves the elephant in the lake, even if it was a mistake. Now, who's going to help me get off this rock?
What a lovely morning, thought Thomas, looking out of Tidmouth Sheds. And off he went. Thomas was staring right at the ground. Where has the turntable gone? The turntable connected all the sheds together, so only one piece of track was needed to get to them. But today, it wasn't there. "What's all the noise?" said James.
What have you done with the turntable, Thomas?
said Gordon. "How are we going to work today?" said Henry. "Are you all right, Thomas?" said Percy. Sir Topham Hatt arrived. "I'm not quite sure what's happened," he said, "but I'll get a new turntable put in straight away." On the other side of town, laughter could be heard. Tom Moss the prank engine I think it might have been you. It didn't take the engineers long to fit a new turntable, and Thomas was the first engine to use it. It was good to get out on the track again, and Thomas was enjoying the journey. Then he had a bit of luck. He heard Tom Moss laughing and immediately knew that it was him who took the turntable. I need a plan, he thought. Yes, I know. Off he went to meet Percy and James, and he told them his plan. A little later on, he met Percy near Tom's tunnel. Tell the other engines to meet me by the signals at the garden shop, Thomas told Percy quite loud, in 1 hour's time. They left, but Thomas doubled back. He saw Tom Moss leave his tunnel. The plan was working. Tom went towards the garden shop and changed all the signals to red. Then he hid. Meanwhile, with Tom on the other side of town and out of his tunnel, Percy and James were very busy bringing large bricks backwards and forwards. They completely bricked up the back of the tunnel. They also hid a pile of bricks behind the trees near the front of the tunnel. Thomas went to the garden shop. The signals were red, so he waited and waited and waited. Having caught Thomas, Tom Moss crept away. Thomas saw this and knew the light wasn't really red and followed. Tom, pleased with his work, reversed into his tunnel. Percy and James sprung into action and bricked up the front of the tunnel. Thomas arrived. "Did it work?" he said. "Yes," said Percy. "He's now trapped and won't ever get out." But as they were celebrating, Tom Moss burst through the wall and headed for the forest. "After him, Percy," said Thomas. But Percy didn't move quick enough, and Thomas knocked him over and came off the track himself. Oh dear, Tom Moss got away again.
Ta-da! No!
Stop messing around with the points, minions! James is coming! He's going to crash straight into me! Minions!
Ooh, James is coming! Look out! Watch out! Uh-oh.
no! James had crashed into Thomas.
James, I'm very disappointed in you. You have caused confusion and delay.
But sir, it wasn't my fault. It was those stupid, silly, good-for-nothing minions.
Stupid?
James, do not blame the minions. You need to be fixed. Get to the dock and the minions will fix you.
The minions wanted to get revenge. The minions began work on James. Soon, they decided to start their revenge. They painted James bright pink. Minions, what have you done? You've painted me pink. No! Change me back to red right now. This is so embarrassing. But before the minions could change James back, Sir Topham Hatt appeared.
James, I have a very important and urgent job for you. You need to go and pick up the children from school right away.
But I can't, sir. Look at me. I'm bright pink. I can't let the other engines see me.
I thought you were a really useful engine. You must go now.
Deep down, James knew Sir Topham Hatt was right. Oh, I just hope no other trains see me and make fun of me. And he left the docks. James was chuffing along when he heard a bell and stopped. Oh no, he thought. I know that bell. That's Toby. Oh, he's going to make fun of me. Then James had an idea. I'll hide in the trees, he thought. And slipped behind some low-hanging vines. Unfortunately for James, Gordon was fast approaching with the express. As he steamed by, the vines blew away, revealing a very pink James. Toby noticed him and was surprised.
Ha ha ha, James, what's happened to you? You're a big pink engine.
James felt very silly and didn't like being laughed at, so quickly steamed away. Later, up ahead, James noticed Diesel shunting trucks of coal. Oh no, I can't let Diesel see me. He won't stop teasing me. And so James hid behind some coal trucks. But as Diesel shunted those trucks, he noticed James and was surprised. What happened, James? You're a big pink steamy. James felt really silly and quickly steamed away. James was fed up of engines laughing at him, so he went to hide in a tunnel. I'll only come out when there are no engines left working who will tease me. Soon, Gordon was thundering down the track with the express when he noticed steam coming out of the tunnel, so he had to stop.
Whoever is in that tunnel, please move. I have the express and I'm going to be late.
But James didn't want to come out. He was sure Gordon would laugh at him. Soon, Thomas and Percy arrived too. What's going on? Asked Thomas.
There's a train in the tunnel who is in my way and won't come out. I'm going to be late, and I'm sure they will be too.
Suddenly, James remembered the children he needs to pick up from the school. Oh no, I can't be late for them. So James bravely left the tunnel. James, said Percy, you're all pink.
I don't blame you for hiding in that tunnel.
James felt really silly, but knew he had to pick up the children, so left. Later, he bumped into Caitlin and Skarloey.
Hey James, what's the matter?
Asked Skarloey. Everyone is making fun of my pink paint.
Oh, don't worry about that. I'm pink and so is Caitlin. And we think pink is the best colour to be. The others are just teasing you. No one teases us. You should be proud to be pink.
You're right, Skarloey. Thanks. And the more James enjoyed being pink, the less the engines were teasing him.
Right, the story so far is that Chickaletta has lost her egg that's about to hatch. Thomas and Chase took her to look for it, and along the way picked up extra help in the form of some minions, Peppa Pig and Lightning McQueen. But they found out that Tom Moss the prank engine had taken the egg and put it in a giant chocolate egg, and now they can't break it open. McQueen was the first to have a new idea. He raced off to Radiator Springs to find Frank. Frank thought it would be fun to break a giant egg, and off they went. Chickaletta was in a panic. Frank got ready and no movement at all. Chase had called Rubble. He hoped Rubble's drill attachment would go through the chocolate. No, that didn't work either. Peppa came over. My brother George breaks most things, but I don't think he could break that egg. Sorry. The minions decided to climb up to see if there was an entrance at the top.
Yay! Wow!
There wasn't, but then there was trouble.
Bang!
Thomas had an idea. He went to find some friends. At the tea shop. Captain America, Hulk and Thor. Can you help Chickaletta please? Said Thomas. They agreed and off they went.
Woo! Avengers!
Captain America, Hulk and Thor.
Hey, look! Smash!
Right, said Captain America. My shield will crack this. No. Your turn, Hulk. You need to be really mad, said Captain America. I know. Captain America then ow! Stamped on Hulk's foot. Hulk was now really mad. Still, he couldn't break the egg. Thor tried with his hammer. Nothing. Then it started raining. Let's take shelter a moment, said Chase. They turned around. A bolt of lightning had hit the egg and it had cracked open. They couldn't believe what they saw. The egg was absolutely full of goodies. Chase dived in looking for Chicoletta's egg. He found something in yellow paper. It was a little live pet's hedgehog. Chase went back in and found 2 eggs. Chicoletta couldn't remember having 2 eggs, but she was delighted. Then 1 egg hatched, followed by the other. Chicoletta now had 2 chicks. Well, little live pets, golden hatching chicks, but she was delighted. She also had a new hedgehog friend. Everyone else was so full of chocolate they couldn't move. It turned out that Tom Moss had stashed loads of Mash'ems in the egg, and we'll have to open them in other videos. Thomas then asked Tom where he got the Mash'ems from. Tom didn't want to answer that one and ran off, followed by Thomas. So all turned out well. Chicoletta had 2 freshly hatched little live pets hatching chicks and a new friend. Thomas was travelling on his favourite line to the beach when... Ouch! Where had the track on the bridge gone? Luckily, Percy came by. "Are you all right, Thomas?" said Percy. "Yes," said Thomas, "but can you get some help, Percy?" Percy steamed off. Ah, Tom Moss the prank engine. I don't suppose you had anything to do with that, did you? Chomper arrived. "I'll soon have you out, Thomas," said Chomper, and he got to work. "Thanks," said Thomas, and they both left. Later on, Thomas was at the docks. He stopped to say hello to Cranky, and a grumpy bull-strode the barge. "I must go," said Thomas, and off he went. "Oh no," said Thomas. I don't believe it. Twice in one day? Luckily, Percy had been following Thomas. I'll go for help again, said Percy. Chomper arrived. Oh dear, Thomas, said Chomper. Maybe I should follow you, as you keep getting into trouble. Chomper started the rescue. All fixed, said Chomper. Thank you, said Thomas. I'll try and keep out of trouble now. And he left. Chomper left and the docks returned to normal. Percy was worried about Thomas. I'm going to follow you, Thomas, just in case you get into any more trouble. And they left. Thomas was faster than Percy and soon left Percy behind. Percy met James. Have you seen Thomas? Said Percy to James. Yes, he came by a few minutes ago. Oh good, I'm on the right track then, said Percy, and he left. Thomas stopped at Maithwaite Station. Thomas, said Sir Topham Hatt, I'd like you to test out the new bridge at the busy junction. No sir, I mean, can't someone else do it? Go on Thomas, it won't take you long, said Sir Topham Hatt, and off he went. Percy pulled into Maithwaite. Have you seen Thomas, sir? Yes, said Sir Topham Hatt. He's gone to test the new bridge. Oh no, said Percy, not a bridge, and off he went. Thomas arrived at the bridge and stopped. Well, it looks okay. And he started up the slope, stopping at the top. I'm sure it's okay, he told himself, and he started to cross it. But his weight collapsed the bridge, which crashed down. Oh no, not again! Percy arrived at the bridge from the opposite direction and went straight up and crashed over the top of Thomas. I'm sorry, Thomas, said Percy. I didn't see you there. Luckily, Chomper had been following Thomas. 3 times in a day now, Thomas, said Chomper. Now that's just careless. Chomper pulled Percy away first, and off he steamed. Then he pulled Thomas out. Thanks, Chomper, said Thomas for the 3rd time that day, and off he went. With the bridge repaired, Thomas had to test it again. He stopped on the top, and looking down, he saw Tom Moss. You! Tom realised he'd been seen and made a run for it. Thomas followed, but Tom had too much of a start. The new bridge was a success, and James, Percy and Thomas all had fun testing it out thoroughly. Tom Moss had escaped yet again and was thinking of more pranks to play on the other engines. Thanks for watching our story. If you liked it, don't forget to give it a thumbs up. Make sure you're subscribed and then watch another story by clicking any of these pictures. See you soon.